Hey everybody, it's your Uncle Bear. You know, I just got parked for the night. You can tell I'm getting back up north. The temperature is a drastic change from Laredo, Texas to the North Country. Of course, I'm not even to the North Country. I'm just south of Kansas City. But now I got to thinking about it. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day that was out in Colorado and that. Anyway, it reminded me, back in 1992, I found one of my mentors dead in his apartment. He was retired at that point. He'd driven for 35 years, and well, the sixth heart attack got him. And anyway, I found him in his apartment. And anyway, he and I used to go out for coffee quite a bit. And anyway, that's how I found him. I was picking him up to take him out to coffee. But we were having coffee one day, and he looked at me and he says, you ever get nervous, out there driving on the snow and ice, up and down the mountains and everything, and even on the flatlands? And I said, yeah, sometimes. He said, yeah. He said, I did too. He said, I always figured that's half the fun of trucking's being scared shitless half the time. And, that those words still stick to me today. Stick with me. It seems like every year, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but that first blast of snow or ice that you gotta drive one of these things across, it's always a little nerve-wracking, because you almost gotta psych yourself up to do it. But once you get past the initial first one or two times, then you kind of get back into the swing of it. But you never know, even after that, you never know if or when something can happen. I've always looked at snow as having a little traction. I always told people, that I remember one guy saying, well, if you got a good heavy load on, ice isn't bad, and I told him, I said, no, I said, snow helps you with a good heavy, I said, a good heavy load will help you gain traction in the snow. I said, when it comes to ice, it's up to the ice. And that's true. A heavy load just means you'll slide farther into the ditch or off the mountain or whatever. But yeah, you never know what can happen. And like I say, sometimes you just got to psych yourself up and get yourself through those first one or two trips, and hopefully you snap out of it and you just get used to it by then. But I've always said that trucking is one of those professions that you don't face your fears, you just, by God, ignore them, sometimes. And that's really what it is. That's really what it is. I'm terrified of heights. And you get down there in Texas, some of those, out west, California and that, they got them great big bridges, on ramps and stuff that they got to put 300 feet up into the sky for you to go across to get on the road you need. And I tell you what, that's a little nerve-wracking for me, being scared of heights, but that's part of the job, so we just got to do that. So anyway, be safe out there. Just kind of bite that lower lip, and we got this, right? Drive sensibly. Drive slowly. Don't drive faster than you can stop. And if you're not you drive to what you're comfortable with, not what some schmuck on the CB says. And if you're not comfortable driving, if you can't do 40 miles an hour, go ahead and park it. You're just wasting your time. But drive with what you're comfortable with. And if it's really got your guts in a turmoil, find some place to park. Wait it out. Talk to you later.